to be here tonight and had an emergency, so she didn't end up showing up. So Hewitt Crescent is right off of Evanston, and there's kind of like there's Hewitt Crescent, and it goes like this, and on the other side it's Hyde Park. And there's a ravine that is in the middle of it that they described to me didn't used to be a ravine. But as you can imagine, things look very different on one side than it does on the other, right? So on the Hyde Park side, no offense to anybody who lives in Hyde Park, but there's a park there. There's a huge retaining wall. It's all shored up for the $1 million homes that are behind them, right? But not for the folks who live in Hewitt Crescent. And the ravine is sliding further and further down every single year, right? And so it's pulling away their retaining walls that are crumbling. It's beginning to rip at the foundations. They've had people coming out and inspecting homes, right? Hannah lives over there as well. And they're saying, if this continues, it might disconnect your utilities from your home, right? This is an emergency situation. But what we need is a geotechnical engineer to come in and say, here are the contributing factors, so we know how to fix it, right? And there's a program at FEMA, it's called Building Resilient Infrastructure in Communities. It's a federally funded program designed exactly for this. We worked for years to get the city on the same page, to get the community in the state mitigation plan for landslides so that they'd even be eligible to apply for this. And we worked so hard to get all of those people saying, we're gonna apply for this. We're gonna do it for Hewitt Crescent, right? And right as soon as the notice of funding opportunity came out, it was January 6th of 2025, and immediately the funds were frozen. So the person who applies for federal funding for the city, her name is Morgan Sutter, says, yeah, the notice of funding opportunity is out there, but we physically can't go in and write an application for it. It's frozen. So that ain't right? That's funding that's already actually been allocated for those programs that are being illegally held by this administration, right? Just like the Inflation Reduction Act. But if we're gonna do that, here's what I'm worried about. I grew up in Xenia, Ohio. Y'all know about Xenia, Ohio? Why do you know about Xenia, Ohio? Tornadoes, right? I wasn't born yet, I was born in 1978, but 1974, a half-mile wide F5 tornado hit Xenia, Ohio, and wrecked my entire hometown. There are horror stories in my family, right? It was an outbreak of like 148 tornadoes in 24 hours time, right? And I'm terrified that if we continue on this trajectory, and not only is our motto now drill, baby, drill. We're not moving away from the fossil fuel industry and Duke Energies of the world who tell us they have a plan for transitioning to renewable energy, but really they got 2% of that going right now. Nothing, next to nothing, right? And if we keep going in that trajectory, there's gonna be more wildfires. There's gonna be more flooding. There's gonna be in Cincinnati more sewer backups. There is gonna be no stormwater management for Evanston or for anybody else, right? And my family might be taken out by a tornado all at once, right? This isn't the world that I envision for us. I envision a world where people and corporations like Duke Energy pay their fair share and they do what's right by us, right? And where we use our collective resources to take care of our collective needs. And that is not what they are proposing to do. They're proposing to give it all away to corporations just like they always do. And every single one of us is in harm's way, right?